Minecraft piston doors in hidden areas are pretty cool, but why do those when you could just do this? I mean, look at that. This is so much more fun. Here's the inside real quick. You can make this absolutely as long as you want, but this is quite a bit. And then here's the not so hidden button to send it back. So here it is. It's actually very simple. It's entirely run with this very small, compact, easy flying machine. So what it does is you update this observer, and then this piston pushes this half forwards. And since this observer moved, it fires this piston, which pulls this half back. So you'll see it'll constantly push and pull itself until it hits something it can't push, like this obsidian, and then you just update the observer again, and it'll go back. You can actually make this as long as you want, so I'm just going to make this very long for the thumbnail. And here we go. So to make sure it doesn't fly away while we're building, we're going to place an obsidian in the corner here. Or you can use furnaces or whatever you want in Java. I don't know about Bedrock, you might have to use obsidian. And then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. However, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks away. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in between the edge of the chest and where the obsidian is. And again, it is on the opposite corner from the other one. So we're going to place 2 slime or honey blocks if you want. Sure, I'll do this one with honey. Why not? I did the other one with slime, I'll do this one with honey. Behind the obsidian, and then diagonal like this. So just do it on the same side as the obsidian over here, and then across at the back. And now you'll want to place an observer and a sticky piston, and they should be facing like this. So you should see these little faces on the outsides. So let's do the same, whoops, backwards. Let's do the same thing like this. There we go. See, the observer arrow is pointing into the back of the piston. And now we'll want to place our blocks again like this to make a wall, and then cover that in your block of choice. And then if we update this somehow, you'll see the flying machine starts retreating. So now to send it back, we have to update this observer, and it will slowly, slightly quickly, push it back this way. By the way, I just learned you can actually use glazed terracotta here, and it won't be pulled or pushed. So yeah, so now what you need to do is get a lever or something, and then have that activate the observer over here, and then also when it's over there at the same time. Now there's many ways to do this. I'll go back over here. This is a super compact way, which is you have your lever, and then it goes around back, extends a bit, goes into a redstone torch that just turns on this note block. That's all it does to update the observer. And then in the front here, you pull it into a target block, which all the target block does is pull the redstone this direction. And then that puts it up into a note block, which updates an observer, which updates a note block. So you don't need these blocks. This is just really compact. You can do anything. As long as you make some change in this spot, then it'll work. So I'll do a version that should work on both Java and Bedrock. So all I'm going to do is have a piston right here. Whoops, right here. And then if you activate that, there's a change, and so that turns on, and then we'll link it up somehow. Just stair step, sure, that's fine. And then over here, we'll do a similar thing. We'll do this and bring it around to match that. And then about every 15 blocks or so, you just need to put a repeater in there just to make sure the redstone makes it all the way over here. It should be plenty. Let's keep it safe. And now you'll see if we flick the lever, this will come out here and close. And then whenever we want it opened, we flick the lever again. There you go. So we'll do a few possible ways to hide this to make it flush with the wall. So this one currently uses this trapdoor. You could also use, say, like a note block, and then you'll still need this lever over here to send it back. You could have a bunch of furnaces up here, but then if you smelt something in a specific one, then the whole hatch opens. Although, be careful about that, because if you put too much in there, and then, you know, if this turns off later, that'll open this. I tried working with a way to where you have to shoot through here, and you'll see the redstone light up, and then you can cover it with a painting. But you can't put paintings over string. Of course, you can always like hide it into a build, of course. Like do something like that. That's powering this note block. And of course, you don't need to do like a button or something. You can always just link that back up to the same lever if you want. Just does the same piston thing as before. You could also have it on the bottom if you wanted to do something too. Same thing. You just build it on the bottom instead of the top. Sadly, you can't make it stick out one extra block because this is 13 total blocks for this piston, which can only get 12. And you can use extensions, so the flying machine would be technically 2 attached flying machines, and it could carry all this, but it'd be a lot slower and much bigger. You can see here's an example of one that's slightly more compact, and it looks like it might work, and you can get pretty close, but then there's still just this one block here. If I add this one block, then it's too much for it to pull properly. You can't put these on the bottom because of quasi-connectivity. And then you can fit it if you do it upwards like this. That isn't activated anymore. Let me get my furnace. You can do it if it's upwards like this, but you can't stop it properly unless you put blocks in front of it. And I thought about ways of stopping it early from the side like this. However, you'll see if I power this, I switched to a honey block so it doesn't break whenever it messes up. It stops at the obsidian, and if it would have stopped on that obsidian, it would have been one block back. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Won't I? You'll be there next time. I know you will.